Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk to you real quick. Now, I don't care if you've been in love for 30 years or 30 minutes, there's something you got to understand. Relationships ain't about luck, they're about work. Yeah, you heard me, work. Everybody want that movie love, that fairy tale ending, but nobody want to do what it takes behind closed doors to keep it alive. So today, let me drop a little truth on you. The secret to a happy relationship, it ain't no mystery. It's just a mix of a few powerful things that folks often forget. First up, respect. I'm not talking about some casual good morning and good night. I'm talking deep down soul level respect. Respect their opinion, respect their dreams, respect their boundaries. You can't build a house with bricks missing, and you can't build love without respect holding it up. If you talk down to your partner, belittle them, dismiss their feelings, you're not loving, you're controlling. And that ain't love, that's ego. You want to be happy? Start by treating your partner like they matter every single day. Now let's talk communication. Don't expect them to read your mind, and don't pretend you can read theirs. Closed mouths don't get fed, and silent hearts don't get healed. Speak up. If you hurt, say so. If you're confused, ask questions. And when your partner speaks, listen. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. Actually hear them. You can save years of pain just by having one honest conversation. Most people argue because they don't feel heard, not because they don't love each other. Now I'm going to tell you something that might shake a few people. Forgiveness is sexy. Yup. You want to know what's really attractive? Grace. Everybody messes up. Everybody has off days. If you can't forgive small mistakes, you'll never make it through the big storms. Relationships aren't about finding someone perfect. They're about learning to love someone through their imperfections. That's the real romance. Holding hands through the mess, not just the magic. And lastly, keep showing up every single day, not just on anniversaries, not just when it's easy. I'm talking about on the tough Tuesday nights when they're stressed and snappy. I'm talking about when life gets boring, when the bills pile up, when the spark feels a little dim. Show up anyway. Love is not a one-time event. It's a daily decision. A happy relationship is built one small act at a time. You gotta keep investing in it. Keep choosing them. Look, relationships aren't always pretty. Sometimes they'll test your patience, stretch your heart, and force you to grow. But if you got respect, honest communication, forgiveness, and consistency, man, you're already halfway to happy. So stop looking for some perfect partner to make you feel whole. Start being the kind of partner you'd want to be with. That's the secret. Real love isn't found, it's built. Mutual respect is the foundation upon which all happy and lasting relationships are built. It goes beyond simple politeness or occasional compliments. It's about valuing your partner at a deep level, honoring who they are, what they believe in, and how they feel. When two people truly respect each other, they create a safe space where love can thrive. Respect means you speak to your partner with kindness, even when you're angry. You don't belittle them, you don't insult them, and you don't try to win arguments by tearing them down. Instead, you approach conflict with the mindset of understanding, not attacking. It also means that you recognize and support their goals, their ambitions, their dreams. You don't laugh at their ideas or dismiss their passions. Instead, you encourage them to grow and succeed. When they speak, you listen, not to respond, but to truly hear them. You let them feel seen and acknowledged. You show them through your words and actions that they matter, not just as your partner, but as a whole individual. You honor their boundaries and respect their time. You don't make them feel guilty for needing space, and you don't take offense when they ask for clarity or express concerns. Respect also means being faithful, not just physically, but emotionally. You don't flirt with disrespect. You don't make your partner feel like they have to compete for your attention. You treat them like they are enough, because they are. And even when others aren't watching, your loyalty, your words, your choices still reflect your commitment. That's respect. It's not just about how you treat them when things are going well. It's about how you treat them when you're tired, annoyed, or disappointed. True respect includes appreciating the differences between you and your partner. You don't try to mold them into a version of yourself. You celebrate their uniqueness, even when it's not convenient. You let them have their own voice, their own opinions, and their own way of thinking. You recognize that they have a past, they have triggers, and they have wounds, and you don't weaponize that. You don't throw it in their face in moments of anger. You treat them like their pain matters, like their healing matters. Respect is also about honesty. You don't lie to them just to keep the peace or to avoid discomfort. You trust them enough to tell the truth, and you respect them enough to handle it. When you make mistakes, you take responsibility instead of deflecting blame. You apologize sincerely, without excuses or manipulation, and when your partner apologizes, you receive it with maturity and grace. When respect is present in a relationship, both people feel emotionally safe. They don't walk on eggshells. They don't feel like they have to earn love or prove their worth. They feel valued just as they are. Respect allows trust to deepen because there's consistency in how each person treats the other. There's no guessing game. There's no hot and cold behavior. It's stable, it's steady, and it's real. In a respectful relationship, boundaries are honored, not feared. Your partner knows when to give you space and when to step closer. They don't use guilt to control you or silence to punish you. They don't manipulate you into submission. Instead, they love you in a way that sets you free, free to be yourself, free to grow, and free to express your truth without fear of rejection. Even the little things are steeped in respect, saying please and thank you, listening without interrupting, checking in before making decisions that affect both of you, celebrating each other's wins without jealousy, standing up for each other in public, and correcting each other with love in private. These simple acts build a culture of respect that holds the entire relationship together. When a relationship lacks respect, it doesn't matter how much love is present, it begins to erode from the inside. Love without respect becomes toxic, unbalanced, and painful. But when respect is alive, it feeds the love, protects the trust, and deepens the bond over time. That's why mutual respect isn't optional, it's essential. If you want a happy relationship, don't just love your partner, respect them like your equal, treat them like royalty, and never forget that you're not entitled to their love. You're privileged to receive it. And that kind of mindset, that deep, daily, conscious respect, is what keeps the relationship alive, strong, and fulfilling for years to come. Open communication is the heartbeat of every happy relationship. Without it, even the strongest bond begins to weaken. It's not enough to love someone. You have to be willing to speak your truth and listen to theirs. That's where connection grows. Communication in a relationship isn't just about words. It's about clarity, timing, tone, body language, and intention. When you and your partner feel safe to express yourselves honestly without fear of judgment or retaliation, the relationship becomes a space of mutual understanding and growth. The biggest mistake couples make is assuming that their partner should know what they're thinking or feeling. But mind reading is a myth. If something bothers you, say it respectfully. If you're confused, ask. If you need reassurance, don't hold it in and hope they'll figure it out. Closed mouths don't build intimacy. They build frustration. Silence leads to assumptions, and assumptions create distance. Real love requires real talk. You can't fix what you don't acknowledge, and you can't heal what you hide. Effective communication means you speak with your partner, not at them. You don't talk over them, interrupt them, or wait just to respond. You actually listen, not just to their words, but to their emotions, their tone, the meaning behind what they're saying. And you listen with empathy. You try to feel where they're coming from, even if you don't agree, because the goal is not to win the conversation, it's to understand each other better. Arguments are not the enemy of love. Silence is healthy. Relationships have disagreements, but how you argue determines the outcome. Do you attack, blame, and shame, or do you stay calm, Stick to the issue and look for a solution. Yelling doesn't prove your point, clarity does. And when emotions run high, sometimes the best communication is taking a break and revisiting the issue when both of you are calmer. It's okay to pause a conversation to protect the relationship as long as you come back to it with the intention to resolve. Communication also includes sharing the good stuff. Don't just talk when something's wrong. Speak life into your relationship. Compliment your partner. Tell them what you appreciate. Share your goals, your fears, your memories, your hopes. Relationships thrive when both people feel emotionally connected, and that connection is built by daily conversations, not just deep talks during a crisis. Even a simple "how was your day" can make someone feel valued and seen. Vulnerability is a powerful part of communication. When you're honest about your insecurities, your dreams, your pain, and your needs, you open the door to deeper intimacy. But vulnerability requires trust. If your partner opens up to you, don't use it against them later. Don't mock, dismiss, or minimize what they share. Protect their heart. Make your relationship a space where both of you can be fully yourselves without fear of being misunderstood or rejected. Another critical part of communication is consistency. If your words and actions don't match, trust will begin to fade. Saying "I love you" is beautiful, but it means nothing if your tone is cold, your behavior is distant, or your attention is elsewhere. Your words should reflect your heart, and your actions should back your words. If you say something, mean it. If you promise something, do it. That kind of integrity strengthens communication and builds lasting trust. You also have to learn how your partner communicates. Some people are direct, some are more emotional, some need time to process before they speak. Communication isn't one size fits all. You have to understand your partner's style and be patient with it, and you have to teach them yours too. If you need time before a conversation, let them know. If you need clarity, ask for it. If you need emotional support rather than solutions, express that. Don't expect your partner to guess. Train them through gentle, honest dialogue. Sometimes communication involves hard conversations, topics like money, family, insecurities, intimacy, boundaries, and past trauma. These aren't easy, but they're necessary. Avoiding them only creates landmines that will explode later. Have the courage to face uncomfortable truths with love. Be willing to listen, to learn, and to compromise. That's how relationships mature. Communication is not about perfection, it's about intention. You won't always say the right thing, and you won't always understand your partner immediately. But if your goal is to build a relationship based on truth, love, and understanding, you will get better with time. Keep showing up, keep talking, keep listening, keep growing. When communication flows freely, love flows naturally, trust deepens, problems shrink, emotional intimacy grows. You feel like a team, not two people fighting for control. That's the magic of open communication. It doesn't just solve problems, it prevents them, and it turns a relationship into a partnership where both people feel safe, heard, and truly loved. Consistency and commitment are the quiet forces that shape a happy relationship over time. They're not always flashy or romantic, but they are absolutely essential. It's easy to show up on the good days, when everything feels light and easy. It's natural to love someone when they're smiling, when they're kind, when they're giving you their best. But real love, the kind that lasts, is about how you show up on the days that aren't so easy. The days when life feels heavy, the days when misunderstandings happen, the days when the spark feels dim. That's when consistency matters most. Consistency is about doing the small things over and over again. Not once, not sometimes, but daily. It's choosing to check in, choosing to listen, choosing to be emotionally present, even when you're tired, stressed, or distracted. It's not grand gestures once in a while that build a strong bond. It's the little things done consistently. A good morning message, a random compliment, a quiet "I love you," a shared meal, a touch on the shoulder, a moment of eye contact. These small actions say, "I'm still here, I'm still choosing you." Commitment is more than staying physically in the relationship. It's staying emotionally invested. It means deciding that this person is worth the effort, not just when it's fun, but when it's hard. Commitment says, I won't walk away when things get messy. I'm in this for the long haul. It's about being all in, not halfway, not conditionally, not temporarily. When both people are fully committed, the relationship becomes a safe space where both can grow, change, and make mistakes without fear of abandonment. Consistency builds trust. When your partner knows what to expect from you, they begin to feel secure. They stop wondering if you're going to change overnight. They stop questioning whether you're truly committed. They can relax and be themselves because they know your love isn't going to disappear when they have a bad day or when they're not at their best. Inconsistency breeds insecurity, but consistent love gives peace. It says, "You can count on me." A lot of relationships fail, not because love disappears, but because people stop choosing each other. They get comfortable, they stop trying, and they assume love will maintain itself. But relationships need tending, just like a garden. If you neglect it, it won't thrive. You have to keep watering it every day. You have to keep showing up. Consistency means you don't stop doing the things that brought you together just because time has passed. You keep dating your partner, even after you're years into the relationship. You keep making them feel wanted. Commitment also means standing by your partner's side when life throws challenges at you, when they're grieving, when they're stressed, when they lose motivation. This is when your support matters most. It's not always about fixing their problems. Sometimes it's just about being there, holding space, sitting in silence, letting them know they're not alone. That kind of loyalty creates a bond that's hard to break. It creates emotional safety, which leads to deeper intimacy. Being consistent also means being emotionally dependable. Your mood doesn't dictate how you treat your partner. You don't punish them with silence. You don't withdraw love as a form of control. You stay steady, grounded, and intentional in your actions. That doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but it means you make the effort to be loving, even when it's hard. You take responsibility for your emotional state instead of making your partner walk on eggshells. People often think commitment means staying no matter what, but real commitment includes growth. It's not about staying stuck in unhealthy patterns. It's about both people committing to become better, not just for themselves, but for the relationship. You challenge each other, you hold each other accountable, you encourage each other to heal, and you keep recommitting, day after day. That's what makes the bond grow stronger with time. Consistency and commitment also keep love alive. During seasons of change, life will shift. You might move, switch careers, start a family, lose people, face health issues. But when both people are anchored in their love and show up consistently, they can navigate those changes together. You adapt, you adjust, you evolve as a team. You don't let the stress of life pull you apart. You let it pull you closer. That's the power of staying consistent and committed. A relationship without consistency is chaotic. One minute you feel loved, the next you feel forgotten. One week they're all in, the next they're distant. That emotional roller coaster wears people out. It creates doubt, fear, and resentment. But when your partner is consistent, you feel seen, valued, and emotionally safe. You know they're not going anywhere. You know you matter. In the end, what creates a lasting happy relationship isn't the grand romantic moments or the picture-perfect memories. It's the quiet, steady, unwavering commitment to show up for each other every day, no matter what. Love isn't a feeling you fall into. It's a decision you make over and over. And when you combine that decision with consistent effort, you build something real, something unshakable, something worth holding on to for life.